Hello there,
Hello there.
and welcome to Corellian Chinwag, part of the What If Qui-Gon Didn't Die podcast.
Podcast.
My name's Jamie,
And my name is Shaun.
and this is our little weekly catch-up, our little peek behind the curtain.
Just got to laugh now. I made a point about that the other week. Jamie's little tagline.
Yeah, that's what I've had to include. I had to get in there first.
Yeah. Before I said anything stupid. Here he goes again, taking the mic.
Yeah, we love talking a little bit of smack and cheese. We like to see what we've been up to, and then you get a little nosy as well.
Into the lives of two full-time workers who do a podcast on the side.
Yeah,
You know.
couple of nerds.
Couple of nerds who love it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been a lovely weathery week.
Yes, how very British of us to start like this, but what a beautiful week it's been. It's not been raining or
Yeah, it's been a little bit cloudy, but then the sun comes out and
and
we're
it's
all like
warm.
that. We're like that. The sun.
Oh.
The sun. I can feel the hair growing on my head. It's like all the little animals are coming out. My room's filled with wasps. You know, the typical summer dilemmas. And where I live in an old townhouse, it's freezing in the winter, but then as soon as a bit of sun hits the house, it's like it's too hot in here. It's actually cooler outside in the garden, sat in the sun, than it is in my bedroom.
Oh man, it's just so horrible when it's like that.
Paintings out the window. That's the only bad thing about the weather, is when it's really hot or really cold in my nan's old little townhouse.
Yeah.
My paints just don't want to work. It
Mm.
needs to be like nice temperature. I can do it when it's hot or cold, but the paint reacts differently and it dries up so much quicker
Right.
and stuff like that. So it's and sometimes it does spot on the model.
Yeah.
So that's the only downside to having really nice hot weather, is that you put your little splodge of paint on your palette and you put some water in there to thin it down. 2 thin coats, they say. Some of my mates will know what that is. And then you're like, I've dried up already.
Mm.
And if you think about how much a pot of these paints costs, they're like £5 a pot. You're like, I've just wasted 25p of this pot. Not that I'm one of those blokes. I am. I said in the other episode that I was, but yeah, I've sort of started already. I've just jumped into what it is.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, well, there we go, people. Hello, and thank you for listening. Cheers. I'll start with I, shall I?
Yeah,
Start with me, myself, and I.
Yeah, let's find out. What have you been up to this week, Shawnee?
So this week, it's been a bit of time since we last spoke here, actually, again.
We've let's put some background on this.
Yeah.
So I've had a change in my working pattern, and between that and looking after kids, I think it's been hard for us to coordinate.
Yeah. Where I do the opposite end of the day to you.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah.
So when for a long time we were about 2 weeks ahead. So we'd record and we'd know that the episodes wouldn't go up for at least 2 weeks.
Which you would hear when I'd say, in 2 weeks when you hear this,
Yeah.
past Shaun would be talking about this, but it's already been and gone.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. But now we're quite close to, we record a Friday and it's actually the coming Friday.
Yeah, so we're on Saturday today.
Yeah.
And this episode that you're listening to now will have come out on the Friday. So 6 days time, You'll be listening to what we've recorded, which is the closest we've ever been. A little real peek behind the curtain here is that the episode that comes out on Monday, I still haven't edited because I've been so busy.
Yeah, you've been a busy boy.
I've had zero time and just trying to squeeze everything in. It's been tricky. So that Monday episode you will have heard, because that's actually in the past now.
Yeah.
Just to be confusing, but that I find the time somewhere. I'm going to be doing it either later today, or tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I've just got to try and squeeze things in. But just to take it back to me quickly, a little change in circumstance for me means I've now got more time, so things will be easier for us.
Yeah, definitely. And it still means that Shaun's going to make his crazy reels on the Monday, Friday, Wednesdays, and on a Saturday try and get some stuff out. But yeah, no, it's good that you've got some more time to yourself.
Yeah, and it's going to be good for the podcast. It's going to be good for us because we'll be able to have a more regimented recording schedule.
Yeah, that hasn't got a time restraint.
Yeah, because at the moment we've had to try and squeeze it in where we can, and that's why the last 3 records, I think there's been about a week and a half between us.
Yeah.
Or nearly a week and a half. So, yeah, we'll be back down to
getting some extra stuff down.
It'll only be a week away, so...
Yeah, but it's all good, though, and it's still working. I'm still amazed at how nice it sounds in this room. Hopefully long-time listeners are still going, "Do you know what, it sounds really good now compared to what it was before." I mean, it still sounded good before, but now you've got these panels up every time I load up an episode, because I listen to them, people, because when they're edited, they're in the edit place.
Yeah.
And I tend not to listen to them then, because my phone's really weird about playing it from the drop.
Oh, yeah, it would just,
It locks out, so I have to wait to download it as an official podcast to actually listen to it. Plus, it helps us get an extra download on the thing. But when I listen to it, I'm still like that. The actual audio quality for 2 little nerds who quite like this stuff is actually really nice to listen to. Yeah,
I know we've spoken about it plenty of times, but I'm really happy with it.
Yeah. It's come a long way, and it will help you and all your other little endeavours as well, which is
I hope so.
Yeah,
it's all these little things I'm putting together.
Yeah,
to try and better myself.
Yeah, that's it. Whereas I just play the lottery. Yeah, but. Yeah.
Okay, so completely hijacked you there. So
that's all right.
Let's talk about what you've been up to.
All right. Well, we've just done that live. I'll mention that now. We've just done a live, which you will see on the Instagram now. But obviously, we're recording straight after this.
Yeah.
So that was really good. Quite enjoyed that. If you guys like that kind of thing, let us know. We might do some more in the future. Can't do them all the time because it's time consuming. However, if you like them, let us know. Always get in touch. My beard was looking mighty. I saw this morning, so you messaged me. So Shaun sent me a little video message this morning, sort of describing what he wanted to do today. And as I was looking, I was thinking, where's that beard popped up from? Yeah. You've always been beardy, but that's just like... Yeah, the sun. I'm telling you, the nice weather has just made it like get a mind of its own.
Yeah.
The reason I'm growing it, people, is I'm going to a Viking festival in July.
Ah, nice.
So I'm growing the hair and I'm growing the beard just to have a little bit of a... Me, my dad and my brother are all doing it.
Are you gonna undercut your hair?
I might do. Or I might do a Jon Snow Series 7. You know, he ties it up at the back, but he's still got the bits at the back going down. So it's not a full ponytail, it's like a man bun thing. I might do that. But the beard, it is starting to get annoying now. I've grown it for a long time, and the beard bit's fine. It's the moustache. Because it won't naturally flow out. It goes down into my mouth, and it's quite tough.
Well, can you not just... So in the past when I've had a moustache, I've just always trimmed the very bottom by the lip.
I'm debating it.
Because I know what you mean. That is an irritating feel, because if somebody tickles your lips...
Yeah.
Like if you just run your finger across your lips really light, it's irritating.
Yeah.
And it's just the same. It's just there, isn't it?
Yeah, and then it goes in, and then what I end up doing is, if there's a really long bit, I start playing with it in my mouth, and then I'll suck it, and then I'm like, oh man, my moustache smells like saliva, because I've been sort of walking around mindlessly munching on it. It's really weird. But yeah, I have got some beard oil at home, so I need to put that in a bit more and sort of shape it up. I think that'll help.
Yeah, does the oil do that, or does it just soften it?
It softens it, and I can manipulate it slightly. It's actually called beard spunk.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, my dad got it for me years ago, and it smells like lemony.
I'm glad you said lemony.
Yeah, it doesn't smell of salt or anything like that. You know that horrible bleach smell you get when it's encrusted. Love a bit of that. Katie's all as well got me this Lush stuff, and it's like pineapple lather for beards. So you sort of lather it up and then you wash it, and it's like a conditioner. Obviously, it's all natural because it's lush.
Well, you mix that with your beard spunk, and that's going to be really nice.
I'm going to be looking like
that's going to be tasty.
Yeah, but at the moment, I'm a bit more Tormund from Game of Thrones than I am. What was it, King Canute in Vikings or whatever?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I'm growing it so much. That's why I look like a wildling at the moment. Is for the Viking festival. I have got a LARP sword, which is a tough foam sword that they use for reenactments and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're not the stage swords you see that are still kind of tin. This is made of foam, but it is like the proper shape.
Okay.
So I might take that with me and actually dress up. But we'll see how far I want to go. I might just wear a loose shirt and tie the beard in a little knot, so everyone goes, "Oh, look at that! He looks cool."
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Where's that going to be?
That's in Drummer near Basingstoke.
Oh, okay. That's not far then.
Yeah, not far. Quite pricey for a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously there's loads of things to do there, but you have to pay extra for each thing you want to do.
Right.
So some of the things were about my price range. They do hot cold walking.
Yeah.
Which I really was interested in, just to see if I could actually do it.
Yeah, you could easy. The key is to not stop.
Yeah, you just got to keep walking.
You just keep going. Yeah.
Apparently, it's quite good for your feet as well, because obviously it hardens and cleans and stuff like that. But that looks really good. They got archery, calligraphy, Viking rune writing. They do hand poked tattoos, which are real tattoos, but they're done in the old way, where it was literally a stick with a bit of ink on, and it was.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so my granddad's probably got some of them on his arm because they didn't have guns back then. So that's what that's for. Looking forward to that. We'll definitely talk about that after I've been.
Yeah.
That'll be quite nice. So yeah, that's why the beard's looking so big, people.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I just need to trim under the neck as well because it's just getting a little bit unruly there.
Sadly, I don't have the hair to be Viking.
You grow a beautiful moustache, though.
I could be a wench.
Just wear a buxom, corset. Go on, mate. Put some balloons down there. Shield Maiden, Jamie B. So that's that. What else have I been up to? So I said last record about learning the bass for these 2 gigs.
And I wanted to ask you about this. How are you getting on?
I learned the songs.
Perfect.
I actually did quite well. So I got the key for some of the songs where there's no tab from online. These are the covers, I mean. And like some of the songs are only on Spotify of this singer's own songs.
Yeah.
So I had to get the key for it to then work out the sort of roles that I was worried about. So learnt them. Actually got the set down to a T. I played it all through. I had the set list on Spotify, as we spoke about. Played through it. Had no issues. Everything sounded really nice. And then the next day, so the day after I finalised it, because we had a practice booked for the end of next week, get a message from our dear Matthew that I'm not playing anymore. It's a bit of a shame. Apparently the original bassist can now do these gigs, which is fine. And seeing as he's the actual bassist of the
you can't really argue with
accompanying band, And then he messages me again an hour later and goes, "Oh, it turns out I'm not playing either because it's actually an acoustic set."
Oh, well, there you go.
So it's just like, right. But that aside, it was really nice to get a bass in my hands again. It's still out at the moment. I'm going to retune it and keep jamming when I've got some time on my hands.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
it's time to leave it out now and just sort of focus on doing it a bit more.
It can only be a good thing that you've started again, because I think sometimes the hardest thing is picking it up and going. But once you get into the rhythm of it, no pun intended. Oh, was there a pun intended? Pun intended.
Of course, there's a pun intended.
Yeah, I love a good pun. Yeah, once you get back into the rhythm of it, then actually it just becomes easier to just sit there and go, oh, I'll just pick that up.
Yeah, and I'll just play these couple of songs and enjoy it.
And just plug in, oh, there's some song. Oh, I've just listened to what such and such. I was walking around today and suddenly this song came on. Oh, I bet that sounds good. I bet I could play that. Yeah. And you get home and you go, right, where's the tab for it?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Bish, bash, bosh.
Bosh, bash. That's
it. And then you're in. You'll have to start taking notes on your phone. Being like, oh, that's the song I want to play.
Yeah. I should remember them. I only listen to the same things at the moment because I've only just got Spotify. So I typed in Royal Blood and it plays like the best of.
Yeah.
So as I'm going through, I'm just going, well, I know all of these songs, what they're called, so I want to learn that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Yeah, it's a shame I'm not playing in them gigs, but it was still really nice to get the bass out. And Matt even said, I'm glad, even though you're not playing now, I managed to get a bass back in your hands.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fair play.
He's managed to do what I've not been able to do, and I've been trying for some time.
You should have just said that you wanted me to play a gig, and then I would have stressed and learned. I would have stressed learn, and then I would have been like there anyway. But yeah, no, still a good opportunity. So thanks for that. Yeah, shame about not playing in the gig. Still nice to play the old bass. Yeah. What else have I been up to? To be fair, not much. I got Katie to watch Hot Fuzz the other day.
Nice.
Yeah, love that film. Forget it's like 2.5 hours long, nearly.
Is it?
It's a long old film, the Simon Pegg stuff and Nick Frost. Yeah.
I didn't realise it was as long as that.
It might be just 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's sort of in between that massive thing. But yeah, you don't realise, like, it goes on.
There is a lot of stuff that happens in it, and you don't... I suppose, thinking about it, it probably is longer than I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, because you remember the funny stuff, but when you watch it again and all the talking and the in-between bits, you're like, oh, hold on, this is actually time spent building up characters and story. But I just love the sort of intentional tenseness of the shots that they do, and like the puns and the quotes, and it all works very well. Very good screenwriters. Because I always liked Spaced as well. Did you ever see that?
I've watched it several times. I love it.
It's so good. I had a spat of time. I think I was in college, and I would every now and then I would just binge watch the whole lot.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Oh, it's so funny. If you've never seen it, it's...
What do they call it? Situational comedy, or something like that.
AKA sitcom.
Yeah. Hilarious. No, I think I'm just going to go and throw myself out the window. It had a funny name, didn't it? It had a funny name. The type of comedy it was different to your typical.
Yeah, possibly, but yeah, it's centered around a handful of places. Yeah. Really, just one place. But they did go to other places occasionally. But yeah, just some housemates.
Yeah.
And it's very simple premise, but just so funny.
Yeah, and easy to watch.
So easy to watch.
You could just put it on in the background if you really wanted, because you still turn around and have a laugh and then go, oh, that's crazy. Something crazy's going on.
Yeah.
Which is, Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead.
It's just you just remember certain characters and certain things.
Yeah.
I always think about tyres.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm at a crossing.
Yeah.
And you hear beep beep, you get the little beep to say you can cross over.
Yeah.
I always think of tyres. And he's there having a rave. Whenever I see stuff like when you're playing video games, you're playing like, say, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, that sort of thing. I always think about, ha ha ha, Daisy Steiner wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, these things just sort of stick with you, I suppose.
I don't know nothing about no skeletons. That's why I say skeletons.
Oh, because
of that, yeah. Nick Frost has changed me for life. We won't be out a chunky monkey for a month. I do like that accent. It's just great lush, isn't it? That's about it for me, mate. Yeah, some other stuff's been going on. I can't even remember it though. Bringing it to the front of my head after doing that live's wore me out.
Yeah, that's it. We're too tired now. That's it. We're cooked.
That's it. But yeah, so just really been trying to catch up on stuff. I do need to paint Brad's model. That is a thing I must get on with. Hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, well, hopefully
cooking dinner.
We'll hear about this next week then.
Yeah, hopefully. And there has been some Games Workshop stuff coming out. There's a new era of Age of Sigmar, which is quite good. So I've got a little tournament booked in September. And at first I thought they would still play the old way, but they're going to introduce it and change the tournament for the new AOS, which is quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know, AOS is just a type of game mode where you put your dollies on the table and roll dice. It's more fantasy based than, space army.
Yeah.
It's a bit more sort of Knights of the Realm and monsters and stuff. But yeah, looking forward to that. We'll talk about that a bit more as it gets closer to the time. I might even tell people what my list is and see if there's any Warhammer nerds who want to message in and go, don't like You can't use that anymore because it has this ability, not that one. Yeah. But yeah, so that's about it really, mate. It's been a lovely long day. I'm still in my work uniform.
Yeah,
we've had a great time.
You've come straight from work.
Yeah, committed.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not that at all. I just didn't want to set the dog off. if the thing is, people, if I walk in from work, the dog, who hasn't seen me all day, goes bar me, and she's like, "Right, I haven't had a walk all day. We need to go."
Yeah.
And so to curb that, I had to sneak my car keys out with me to go to work with, because I normally leave my car keys at home somewhere safe.
Yeah.
And then I had to sort of sneak in, make sure nobody was in the front room, get in the car and tootle off to Europe so the dog didn't think that I was home so that she could get all excited. Poor girl, she won't have a walk today till about 7 o'clock, I don't think. She'll be all right. She'll be all right.
She'll be excited.
Yeah, I'll take her for a little swim. She'll love that.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go? Anton Lakes?
I quite like Rooksbury at the moment, only because there's nice flowing water she can actually swim in there.
Okay, yeah.
So there's 2 bits I like to take her in. And then there's also a walk we can do, which is quite nice. And it's just easy for me after being at work. It's all flat.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a bit lazy to take the dog there. But then tomorrow I'll take her somewhere out of town.
Yeah.
That's the Sunday walk, that is.
Nice.
Going somewhere,
Get a proper treat walk.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
new
nice, like
smells
that.
and all that. Yeah. Hey.
New butts to smell.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But yeah, mate, so what about yourself?
Well, I say this every single time. I've been very busy.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's been non-stop and I can't talk about it.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, be good. Stay out of the sun.
Yeah. But that's obviously not very interesting. That also doesn't mean to say that anything I will say will be interesting from this point on. However, we continue. So when you turned up today, you saw me out the back of my car.
Yeah, being the Tinkerer Man legend that there is.
Yeah, so I don't know if I've spoken about this.
I think you did mention it on air.
Did I mention it? Yeah, basically car just wouldn't start, blah, blah, blah. And then disconnect the battery, reconnect the battery, and it springs back into life. And then on Tuesday, I was driving to work, and then it conked out halfway along. Put it into neutral, rolled it onto the side of the road. Thought, yeah, I'll just disconnect the battery, reconnect the battery, job done, off we go.
Yeah.
As I looked at the battery, there's other cables in there, and one of them just wasn't connected properly.
Yeah, you showed me the point in the
in
the thing, didn't you?
It just wasn't. The bolt was just loose.
Yeah.
Like it was still there, but I think all that's happened is it must just be not making a suitable connection, sending an error message to the
computer.
Yeah, and then it's just that then gets logged, and until you disconnect the battery, it just kind of stays there.
Yeah.
So I tightened that up, and I was having that issue once a day where it wouldn't start or would conk out.
Yeah.
And I've not had that issue since I've tightened it up.
Master.
So done.
Stuff does get loose though. Like every time you go over a little pothole, speed bump, you might think, oh, the tyres and the suspension are taking it all, but the little tiny bolts and that do get loose. It's just one of those things that happens.
Yeah, it's just how it goes. So fingers crossed, I've solved all of the issues. We're all happy days again, and back to being reliable old car.
No more stopping after, corking out with some lights.
Yeah, which is handy. But yeah, the car's generally been rock solid, and even it's not really a reliability thing. It's just
one of those things that you have to go through. Yeah.
Over time, it's obviously wound itself loose somehow, but it mustn't have been tightened properly in the first place.
Well, you'd think that, wouldn't you? Because I saw you retighten it, and that was tight.
Yeah, I don't mess around.
That weren't moving. So for it to get loose, it must have not been as tight as when you did it.
Yeah.
But then, it's just one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
If the machine did it probably had a spec to go to.
Well, that's it. Somebody might have just changed the battery in the past or done something with it and messed around, and like I say, all it takes is just one half turn loose, and that's it. It can work its way up. If you go over a speed bump, it probably just shuffle its way around slightly.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy it's been fixed. I've watched a bit more of Fallout.
Yeah, are you enjoying it?
Love it.
Yeah, I still haven't started it. I'm just waiting for the opportune moment because I just want to sit down and do it. Maybe tomorrow while I'm painting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to you about it.
Yeah,
and getting some of your feedback.
Yeah, it will come, people. Everybody's been asking me to hurry up and watch it.
Yeah,
but loads of stuff's come out. The Boys, House of the Dragon. You know, I've got to rewatch Stranger Things to remind myself what's going to happen for the new series of that. Rings of Power's coming out.
Yeah,
you know, it's just so much to catch
up on.
I'm
behind on most of these series. So it's just how I'm not a big TV watcher.
No,
so it's not always. I find it difficult sometimes just to sit still and watch stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fallout. I'm really glad I started that one.
Good.
And I think you're gonna love it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
I love the Fallout series, and thanks to Alex he sort of planted the seed of love. You know, back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
In the day, yeah. You know who else loves Fallout is our dear Brad.
Does he?
Yeah, absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
He's talking about it this morning.
Oh right, okay.
And then another Alex, not normal Alex. He was like, "What about Pokemon with Fallout?" And I was like, "That a Fallout Pokemon game?" I was like, "That I would never leave the house."
Oh, what? So does he mean like the Pokemon style game, but it's a Fallout game,
or more Fallout game, but with Pokemon in it?
It's an RPG Pokemon.
Yeah. So you're walking around, and instead of a Deathclaw, it's a Charizard or something. But yeah, oh my god!
Get it on PC. You can probably mod it.
That's a Pikachu in the head. You know, sneak, silenced pistol to a Blastoise. Bang, one shot.
Oh man!
But
yeah. Get on there
because that would be a mod. There's a mod out there somewhere. There's got to be.
Oh, there's mods for everything, and that's the thing. Even on the Xbox. There's mods for the certainly Fallout 4.
Yeah, I was going to say Fallout 4's probably got a lot.
They're already, you can already get those through the Xbox, even if you haven't got the PC version. So I think it's still a limited list, but it's better.
Yeah, and that's just adding to the fun, though, isn't it? And it's not all about just giving all the female NPCs big boobs, which is just what you mostly see on YouTube. You like
that's all they ever want to do, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it, mate.
Yeah, that's good. I've got a film I'm going to watch tomorrow, but I'm not going to tell you about it now because I haven't watched it. Okay. But that's something that's a little throw forward.
It's a little thing for next time.
And other than that, just been busy with work stuff. But like I say, that's now going to be manageable.
Yeah.
Because yesterday I handed my notice in.
There you go.
To my full-time employer. So
you're living the dream now, aren't you?
By the time you hear this episode, it will actually be my last day. But I've actually got the day off.
Even better.
So my last day is my day off. So happy days.
Oh, that's always great. What about a holiday? Do they just pay you for it, or?
What do you mean? Oh, well, the holiday year runs 1st of September to the end of August.
Oh, okay.
So we're not quite at the end. I might actually owe them money.
Oh, I see. Because of
holiday. I've only got 1 day of holiday left to take. But I might not actually. To be honest, I can't remember. I'll probably be okay.
Yeah.
I'm fully expecting to not get a full month's pay out of it, but if I do, then even better.
Yeah. Bigger and better things, mate. It's good news, though.
Yes. Yeah, that's
very proud of you.
And thank you. Yeah, hopefully this means I'll have more time for more telly.
Yeah, catch up on them series.
More films, so movie chat with Jamie can come back.
Yeah, we can finally movie chat with you.
Because I think that has been lacking recently.
Do you know what else we haven't talked about as well?
Go on.
I was looking back at our old stories and reels. Food.
Oh, we've not done a food thing for a while.
We've not done a food for ages.
Oh, man.
All right. We'll be back on track soon, people. Come on.
Yeah, I'll just be talking about pies.
Yeah. Pies, getting fat.
Yeah, but these pie minster got mushroom. The mushroom version they do of their pie
is
chef's kiss.
I'm not a mushroom man, but it does sound quite nice if it's in a pie.
So here's the thing. I wasn't into mushrooms either.
Yeah.
And I still couldn't chop up a raw mushroom and just eat it. That feels weird to me.
Yeah.
But I love mushrooms and stuff now, and I intentionally. So it all just started. The way I got around it was I just started adding them to things.
That's what I do. Yeah.
And so I'm now I was using it as an ingredient to also sit alongside everything else.
Yeah.
Knowing that mushrooms are so good, like they're good for you.
Yeah.
I thought I'd best just incorporate them where I can.
Yeah. I always think that as well, though.
Yeah.
Like whenever I cook something, if it's got the right base for it, mushrooms will normally be chopped up, grinded, quite small, but then added in for the nutrients and stuff. Yeah.
I don't even. I do chop them up quite small. So I made lasagna last weekend.
Nice.
And it's a vegetable lasagna.
Yeah.
And I put mushrooms in it, and I do chop them up quite small because everything else is quite small in there anyway.
Yeah.
But I would have them twice the size because when you get into them, they provide a sort of almost a meaty sort of texture. There's kind of a weird.
Yeah, they're quite. I don't want to say tender. They're quite sort of
spongy.
Yeah, they stay together.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, but it's actually all right.
But actually, yeah, when you eat it, it just gives you a little bit of resistance when you're eating, which is. But again, not loads. Just
enough.
You know you've bitten something.
Yeah.
And they just add this like extra earthiness. It is almost like a meaty addition to it. And bearing in mind, I'm not eating any meat in it. It's quite nice to have that extra bit. But then Pie Minster do a mushroom pie.
Yeah.
And it is delicious. Oh, so good. When you get into next time you go shopping, have a look and see if you can find the pies. And yeah, I'd recommend pick one up. I don't even think you need to be a mushroom fan, and just give it a try. And I think you'll come away going, it's not the mushrooms necessarily.
Yeah.
It's all the sauce. It's all the stuff around it.
Yeah, that just makes it what it is, and it's nice.
And I've got it surrounded in mash. I've got some veg on there. I've got some gravy on top.
See, that's what I like about having pie, because you can either have chips and beans, which is like a little treat, but then you do the veg and the thick gravy and the nice smooth mash, and you like that. Come on.
Yeah, that's it. I'm always a bit of mash on there.
Yeah, always mash. Love a bit of mash and brown sauce most of the time for me.
Well, see, I would have brown sauce, but I want the gravy.
I have both. I have a dollop of brown and I smother it in gravy. It's literally swimming in gravy because I just love gravy. And then, and the brown sauce is just a little bit of flavour every now and then.
Yeah.
It never lasts long on the plate.
I love brown sauce. Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting distracted thinking about food, which is not great when we're recording. We just sat here in silence, going, delicious,
lovely. Tell you what, though, I wouldn't do. I wouldn't have brown sauce in a burger. Even though I love brown sauce, a burger for me is Tommy K and English mustard.
Yeah, see, now I go for the yellow mustard, but it's the American style mustard.
Only hot dogs for me, that. I can't have that in a burger with Tommy K.
Because I don't know if we must have spoken about this in the past, but I'll have my burger in there with like pickled gherkins.
Yep, have the gherkins.
Yeah, the ones I've got are they've got like chili in there as well in the water.
Go on then.
So when you get them, they've got they've got the nice crunch of the gherkin,
but a little tang.
Little tang
of the chilster.
Yeah, and that's really good. So you stick that in the burger.
Yeah.
With the yellow. The French is American mustard.
That's it. French is, isn't it?
Yeah. And a bit of tomato ketchup. And that is the go-to. That's what I choose 99% of the time.
Yeah, I always think I should try something different, but nah, that chili jam stays in there because I'm going to have mustard and thingy. Do you know what we've started doing as well? Whenever we have burgers now, we normally put the cheese and make the burger. So we cook because we obviously have meat.
Yeah.
So we cook the patties off. Sort of get everything else ready, build the burger with lots of cheese in, and then we do essentially a cover it in foil and put it back in the oven.
Okay, yeah.
To melt the cheese and get the bun a little bit cooked.
Yeah.
And the other day we had that. Katie did some burgers. They were really nice. And obviously the meat juices from our patties were still in the tin foil. So we put the brioche buns in there and covered them over. Katie sadly went all soggy. But mine was like eating French toast burger. Brioche French toast. Because it was all crispy but oily at the bottom, but crunchy.
Nice.
And then you're biting into it with the burger. Oh, and the melted cheese. Oh, God.
Yeah, I've always get a brioche bun.
Yeah.
Sesame seeds are preferable.
Yeah.
And a light toast on it.
Yeah. You've got to get that flavour in there. All the chefs are doing it on Insta. Come on. TikTok first, then Insta 2 weeks later. They're like that. Get your pan and just mop it all up and then build your burger.
I should do that, yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
I normally stick with cheese, so because I've got vegetarian patties.
Yeah.
They go in the oven.
Yes.
And with about 2 or 3 minutes to spare, I then put some slices of cheese on top of it.
And then melt it.
And it melts on, so when it comes out, it's all goopy and...
Yeah, that's nice. That's what we do. I don't do burger patties in a pan.
No.
We do them in the oven on some tin foil and stuff because it's just cleaner and better for you and all that sort of kind of mumbo jumbo. Yeah, plus we have an induction hob. So if I was going to do it, I'd want a flame hob with a proper griddle pan. But because we've got induction, stuff just ain't built for it. So I just whack it in the oven. But I prefer bacon in the oven as well.
Bacon, baked bacon is the best.
Yeah, it's the best way to cook it.
By far, because it's so crispy.
Yeah.
And the flavour is just, I don't know what happened. It was just...
It goes kind of nutty and, I don't know, like burnt endy. You know the burnt end bits you can get from a barbecue place? And that's just because it's pork and obviously the meat's surrounding it. Whereas when you fry it, all the fat comes out and then it fries in its own fat. Unless you put a bit of water in there. Chef's tip, put a bit of water in the pan and it evaporates the fat and then it goes a bit more crispy.
Oh, okay.
But I'd rather just put it in the oven.
Yeah.
And then just let it cook so it's all like nice and cooked and then you get it out and you're like, yeah, come on, you could kill somebody with that. Nice.
When you have that the bacon that you stick on top of your turkey at Christmas.
Yeah, because that is hard and roasted bacon. Yeah.
And then you get the flavour going into the turkey as well, and it keeps the turkey a little moister. And I
chop it up nice and small, and because we all eat meat, so I put that in the gravy.
Yeah. And
then sort of sieve it all out and make it all nice and rich, and and I'm there in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, very, very delicious.
Yeah, I do love a good burger, and it's nice to do them at home like that because even though I love Five Guys, I don't have the money at the moment.
No.
To go and get one, so doing it at home like that is just actually really nice to sit down and go, I'm enjoying this just as much.
Yeah, I'll make a burger at home and I always feel like I'm not going to find one outside that's better than this.
Yeah.
Equally as good perhaps, but never better.
Yeah. You've cooked it yourself. It's just a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
for the even though you've had to cook it yourself, but yeah.
I mean, it's not a hardship. The burger itself, it's 20 minutes in the oven.
Yeah.
And inside that 20 minutes, you're doing all the rest of the prep, which actually only takes 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And if you've got chips, you know, if you're making your own chips, that obviously takes a little longer, but it's not exactly hard work.
No, paprika chips.
Yeah.
With your burger, just to give the chips that little. Oh.
Yeah.
It's a very rich dinner. This.
I do it sometimes with peri peri.
Peri peri, yeah, that's nice.
Stick that in there. Sometimes I'll put garlic salt in as well.
Yeah, because then they sort of come out like wedgie flavoured chips. Because I love making our own wedges and stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in ages, to be fair. But yeah, I do actually quite like making wedges.
And it's so much easier than.
Yeah.
Than I think anybody would think it would be.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
I only do my chips in a 2-stage thing, and I don't stick them in the fridge or anything.
No, I never do.
But if you look online and you see the instructions on how to make the perfect fry or the perfect chip, they're always like, yeah, you've got to boil it off for a bit, then you've got to pat it dry, and you've got to stick it in the fridge for an hour.
Yeah.
And then you can cook them in the oven. I'm like, why?
Just chop them up, rinse them off. Don't even rinse them. Just chuck them in the oven.
Yeah, I just I parboil them.
Oh, do you?
So I parboil for like 7 minutes ish, and I drain the water out. Then I stick in some oil, some salt and pepper, for example.
Yeah.
Maybe some herbs, maybe some rosemary and some thyme.
Yeah.
Put the lid on the pan.
Give it a shake.
Give it a massive toss. I'm tossing off those chips like there's no tomorrow. And then, and the baking tray is already in the oven, getting hot.
Oh, you need the tray pre-hot.
So when I then tip out those chips,
it's going.
As soon as that oil touches the pan, the tray, that's it. Sizzle, sizzle.
And you know you're on your way then.
Yeah, and then by the time they come out, they're just they're great, and it's so easy.
Yeah,
and 20,
and cheap.
20, 25 minutes in the oven.
Yeah.
By the time the chopping, once you get your technique down for chopping potatoes quickly into chips, it's so easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then so a couple of minutes chopping it. Always too many potatoes.
Yeah, always. And you go, oh, that doesn't look like enough. And when you put them on the plate, you're like, oh, that's more than enough.
But here's the thing, right? If you were to have a baked potato, you might go, I only need one potato. When you're doing chips, you'd be like, yeah, I'll put 3 potatoes in here. Yeah. And then you get them all out and be like, okay, I've got a lot of potato.
But the thing with jacket potatoes, because when we have jacket spuds, it's always, and I think I've talked about this before, we normally have jacket spuds with a topping, a bit of salad, and a bit of meat. That's normally our jacket potato.
Yeah.
So when we have jacket potato, it's not normally cheese and beans. It's always, at the moment, because I like to get me nan to have some salad and stuff. Like, giving the toddler their greens and making sure they eat it. Yeah, bit of meat, either a cooked chicken or some ham or something, a baked potato and a thing. But you say about one potato, give it an hour and a half, I'm always starving again.
Yeah.
It's actually like, it's not the most filling of dinners, even though it's good for you.
I think there is a lot of liquid in there. It's like stealth liquid.
Yeah.
And I think that's what probably fills you up. And then,
and the butter I put on there just helps slide it down and gets through my body quick.
As much butter as possible. But yeah, you go for one piss after that, and that's it. You fully emptied yourself, and you're like, oh, I'm hungry now.
Yeah, that's literally it. Yeah, because it's just salad with some vitamin B in it. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, I'm normally like, oh, what snacks have we got? A bowl of cereal just to tide me over till tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Right. Well,
that's a good time.
That's going to make me hungry now.
Yeah. So we still got another episode to record.
Yeah. No. Right, well, let's wrap it up there then.
Let's wrap it up.
And then we'll continue in a minute.
Yeah.
Right, look after yourself.
Be good.
And stay out of the sand.